Good fucking morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Proof of Person, episode 32 today. We have Martin as our main guest today with us, founder of Hamiverse. Thank you so much for taking the time. How are you doing today, man?
I'm great, man. Love the intro, love the energy. I'm gonna match it for sure.
Let's fucking go, man. That's the spirit. Happy fucking Monday to everyone listening. We haven't done one on Monday in a while, but it's the best way to start the week. This is definitely the highlight of your day. We're going to have a lot of surprises, a lot of alpha, and everything Hamiverse. So super excited. I've been looking forward for this episode for a while, and so excited it's finally happening, man.
Likewise, man. Thank you for having me. Shout out to everybody who's
man.
listening.
Yeah, super strong Hamiverse community. Can't wait to see them around in the comments as well. Reminder for everyone to like, comment, retweet the stream. We may or may not be giving a guaranteed whitelist. Who knows? We'll see. If Martin likes me at the end of the stream, he might. If otherwise, GG.
I say we give two, bro. I say we give one for best question, and I say we give one for best clip.
Let's fucking go. Love to hear it. Yeah, man. All right, let's go. Two guaranteed whitelists for everyone that is listening. For the ones that are early, you guys are lucky. We will repeat this during the stream for as a reminder. GM to Tulip, to Takagi, to Idol Expert from Kick, and everyone else in the comments. We are live in Abstract, Twitter, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. So thank you, everyone, from wherever you guys are watching us. We'll get started. We have so much to go through. Just reading through Hamiverse. Holy shit. Like, it's so much, man. We're going to break it down all today for you guys to simplify it and to digest it properly. But let's start from the beginning. How did you get into Web3, Martin? Like, what's the story? What was the catalyst? If you can take us back real quick and TLDR, who are you in general for people that don't know you and whoever needs a refresher?
Sure. So yeah, hi everyone. I'm Martin, founder of the Hamiverse. I got into crypto like 9 years ago, bro. I studied technology at university, and I founded my first startup while at university. And to save money, we basically used to go and we used to have our startup at Google campus because they had like this open area for early entrepreneurs to come in, and they had a Bitcoin machine. So that was my first real exposure to crypto. I didn't immediately buy there because there was still like, I guess, a lot of people were skeptical, and we were trying to pretend to be sophisticated tech people, and I guess there was sort of a negative connotation to crypto. But by the time I graduated university and I got a little bit of money, I went all in on crypto in 2017 and had a really successful bull run. By 2025, I became a crypto millionaire, and I've been in the space ever since as an investor. But this is my first Web3 startup. I've had startup success in Web2, building projects that have had hundreds of thousands of downloads, or projects that have had million in revenue per year. And now I've decided to build in Web3 for the first time. So I'm really looking forward to it. And so far, it's been pretty awesome.
Man, like, I don't think we're going to manage to cover everything in 1 hour. Oh, God. Okay.
We'll need a part two.
Yeah, no, definitely. We'll run it back. But yeah, what a story. What a beginning of it. And at what point, like, did you think, like, there's so much more out there? I believe I can be a founder. I can create something that then became Hamiverse. Like, when did the first spark of the idea happen?
Summer 2024. That's when Hamiverse was born. That was when memes were going crazy on Solana. And at that point in time, I had obviously been around crypto for a long time. So I was in the ICO bubble, I was in the NFT bubble, I was in the meme coin bubble, etc. And you kind of follow the money, follow the mind share. That's kind of like what everyone else does, right? But over time, things started to become less and less sophisticated in terms of at least in the ICOs, people pretended to at least write a white paper, and before they scammed you, right? And the scam was like 10 steps down the road, right? It wasn't just like one step, right? And there was a particular project on Solana that I really thought was real, and I do a lot of due diligence as much as I could for like these type of projects, and I put a lot of money into it, but I also told my friends and family to get in as well. And we all got burnt. It went from a 30 million valuation down to zero, right? And it made me just kind of get so frustrated because I was like, look, I came into crypto for the promise of the technology, right? I came in for the promise of banking the unbanked, permissionless systems, smart contracts, all of this amazing stuff. And by 2024, there was nothing left. So I was like, look, you know what? It's either I leave the space, I've already, got my money from it, or do I build something in Web3 and try to actually solve the problems, be the change I wish to see, and try to actually do things the right way and bring a breath of fresh air back to the space. So I said, you know what, let me go on this journey and let me just remind people what it is a regular startup is supposed to be like, just in terms of being docs, in terms of having proper documentation, proper clarity, proper roadmap, building a product before you launch a token, actually deliver as opposed to promise. So that's how the Hamiverse started, because I just wanted to remind people that, things are meant to be the right way and you can't just like put up with bullshit for so long.
So inspiring, man. Yeah, and we've all been scamming one way or another. Unfortunately, that's just part of the whole experience. But back then, yeah, they didn't rug you in the second day. They showed you a beautiful roadmap and like how things could be and like flying cars and all of that. And then it just started getting shorter and shorter and just the real deal. But yeah, man, I am so glad that you're starting this and trying to make a change in something different and being a founder, building in public and showing up yourself and prioritizing on community and everything that you built in Hamiverse so far. I want to know a little bit more as well on I think you have like a few missions connected, but like the biggest one could be this one that you have on your bio. Positively impact 1 million people, 1 million lives through Hamiverse. Like, can you break down like this huge idea into?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, okay. So the idea first came to me in 2017. I went to a talk in which Brock Pierce, who founded EOS, Tether, Blockchain Capital, etc., he gave a talk about the old definition of a millionaire being someone who has $1 million, and a new definition of a millionaire, someone who positively impacts 1 million lives. And after that, I took that quote and I put it as my like PFP on my WhatsApp story, on my WhatsApp thing for like a year, But I didn't do anything about it, but I did, it stayed with me for a while, right? And then I read this book called Conscious Capitalism, which is all about trying to make the world a better place while you earn money at the same time, and not trying to just take advantage of customers, but actually try to empower customers while having this really honest interaction with them. Someone like Tom's Shoes, for example, giving one pair of shoes to a person without shoes for every pair that you buy, or Kind Bars, etc. So there are a lot of examples of these conscious capitalism companies out there. And we've seen that people have resonated with the message, and it's not that they had the best shoes or they had the best bar, it's because people resonated with the mission, and that helped them to propel them forward. So I knew that my next startup had to be something that was going to make the world a better place and could be monetized, right? But I didn't know what it was going to be. And when we started the Hamiverse, I just started with the first principles of I want to do something real. I want to do it in Web3. The benefits of Web3 are superb in terms of community and tokenization, and I knew that I wanted to help 1 million people, but I didn't really know how. So I started with the Hamiverse Foundation because I wanted to put my money where my mouth is, and I wanted people to realize that we're going to do things radically different all along the way. I mean, who starts a project with a foundation, and who starts a project by going and doing missions all around the world, building wells for 3,000 people in a community at a time, such that they could have clean access to clean water, doing medical outreach missions, doing disaster relief, renovating orphanages and schools, and so much more. So we've now helped tens of thousands of people all around the world, and that's been a really good experience so far. But obviously, we realize that even if we help 50,000 people a year, to get to 1 million alone, to get to 1 million is going to take 20 years, right? So we realized that we had to do something else. But at that point in time, I tried to do education, but I quickly realized that people didn't really care about education. Why? Because in order to want to be educated, you have to already have the desire to change, right? Education is what you do when you want to change. But most people are comfortable. Most people are stuck, but also comfortable being stuck because they've been stuck for so long, they think it's the norm. And we just wanted to sort of try to remind people through entertainment, because we realized that we had to meet people where they are. That if it is that we want to help 1 million people, we have to try to reawaken the spark that's inside of everyone. We believe that everyone is born with this spark to have a purpose, to be great. But over time, we conform. Over time, we numb ourselves through social media and all these different things. So we wanted to use entertainment to reawaken that spark inside of people and tell people that, you know, this sort of modern entertainment that we have right now, that's just mindless scrolling, dopamine hits, instant gratification, it actually rots your mind. So we need to stand up and say that entertainment should be more. Yes, it should be fun and engaging, but it should give you back something in return. You should take a stand for your time, for your attention, and for your intellect. So we want to create products that you don't have to have a trade-off between having a good time and either learning something or being uplifted, motivated, or getting something in return. So that's the entire goal of the Hammyverse, is just to create really engaging and fun products that you could interact with, and it gives you something in return. And the whole concept is, could we get people to get out of these hamster wheels that they're stuck in? And that's why we're called the Hammyverse, because we believe that people are just stuck in these hamster wheels and they need to get out.
Thank you very much, everyone. That was it. That was the whole show, everybody. 10 minutes in. Man, holy shit. Yeah, you could talk for days about it. I love that, and I respect that so much. That passion, that obsession for what you're building. I'm sure you have like 3 hours of sleep because you have a million ideas that you want to do. And yeah, your days just run out with 24 hours. So respect, man. And yeah, like you start. It seems like with Hammyverse and like a lot of the ideas you just described, like you just start from the ending, kind of like you start with a massive goal instead of just like building small and then scaling up. You're like, or this is the 1 million people, and then we're gonna build up towarars that. So
yeah, so starting with end in mind is a very important principle in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. You know, beginning with the end in mind is one of the 7 principles, and I think it's very important to aim for the stars and fall on the clouds, as opposed to just aim for the clouds and never actually leave the atmosphere. So yeah, we do have big, lofty ambitions, but it's also important to have clarity as how you're going to get there. But yeah, you know, I think it is, you have to know where you want to get to in order to set your course.
Completely agree. For people that are new to Hammyverse or that are already in a community, like how is it the easiest way to break it down? Like you have a million things, and we'll get through them through the hour. But like, what should people focus more? Like you have the comics, you have the novels, you have the TCG, you have the NFTs. You have so much. Like when you started creating all of this, did you just want to like everyone to find themselves in one of the products, or are you more focused on the TCG? Like what was the idea when, I mean, you've executed so much and shipped everything already, like it could feel a little bit overwhelming to like newcomers. What's the best way to simplify it?
Yeah, so good question. The one liner of the Hammyverse is to meet people where they are, right? And that's why we chose to do entertainment. We don't want to change people's behaviors. We want to meet people where they are, and whether it be through the mediums, for example, that we have. Some people read, some people don't like to read, some people like comics, some people don't, some people like games, some people don't, etc. But the objective was that we could have something that for everyone. I'm not asking everyone to create new habits and new behaviors in the way how they consume entertainment. I just want to have a product that could target whatever habit you like. And in addition to this, we are working on animated videos as well, to actually take our comics and bring it to life through video, because we realize that video is the #1 sort of method for passive consumption. And obviously the gaming industry is the largest entertainment industry in the world, right? So it's a no-brainer that's where we need to be as well. So for anyone who's new, firstly, I want everyone who is new to resonate with the mission and to understand that, believe that your time, your attention, and your intellect matters, and that you should stand for consuming quality entertainment. And come to us. We have different forms of quality entertainment. Whatever you like, there's something for you. As you interact with our products, the premise is that it teaches you something, or it gives you something in return.
Awesome. Yeah. I was gonna ask as well, like, what was the feedback from the community, or like, where is their attention mainly focused on, like in general, but also obviously connected to Hamiverse? You mentioned video, gaming, obviously a big one. I think clipping is getting a lot of attention and focus lately. Um, what are people asking most about right now, or towards what's next? Besides, obviously, the main details, but like
Yeah,
that's next
sure.
week. But
So yeah, I mean, look, people are gonna where we put our attention and where we put our marketing efforts and our communication efforts is gonna be where people interest are. So we have multiple target audiences, right? And for example, we launched at Comic Con, which is a Web2 experience because our comics, for example, are Web2. So we have a Web2 audience right now that are engaging with our comics, engaging with our novel. They've bought them at Comic Con, they read them online, we email market to them, etc. But they live like sort of separately to, let's say, the Web3 community, right? So for the Web3, it's different because the main product that we bring into Web3 right now is our game, which is launching in a couple of weeks. So all our attention and effort is on the game right now, and who we're trying to target is gamers and people who excited to play our game and go on this journey with us and grow with us. So yeah, we have different audiences and we have different messages for different audiences, but the idea is it should be streamlined to you.
yeah, no, tailored to each person. That's I think most people just target to the masses, and if it hits and resonates, great, and if not, they'll find someone else, and you're doing it, yeah, almost the opposite. And
Well,
talking about
yeah.
gaming, I was curious about this Roblox Mac that you guys made a few months ago.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, just wondering, like, curious about the whole idea, like how will this transcend into something else as well?
Yeah, sure. So before we decided to go on chain, we were building on Roblox. So what you see here in the middle of this year was right before middle of last year was right before we pivoted to come on chain. So we have started a Roblox game, but it's currently on pause. And we're working on our trading card game, which is on chain on Abstract. We're gonna push that out first, and when that's complete, we will return to our Roblox game. The idea for the Roblox game was that we wanted to again meet people where they are, and we wanted to inspire the next generation, and the next generation, they are in Roblox, so we wanted to create a Roblox game that's gonna help to target this next generation and just give them some form of entertainment that's actually going to teach them life lessons around the entire premise of the novel, the comics, etc. Because it's all one world, just expressed through different mediums. So yes, we will go back to complete this Roblox game, but it's currently on pause, and all attention is on one game at a time, which is the TCG game on Abstract.
Did you ever doubt, like, about was it always the main idea being abstract, or I mean, I'm sure you compared other chains and stuff, or like why abstract, and was it initially like always the idea?
No, so we did not have a plan to build on chain for a
Oh,
game.
okay.
Okay, because look, in 2017, one of the most obvious verticals for success was the intersection between Web3 and gaming, right? Like owning your own assets, being able to monetize your time in game, play to earn, actual honesty in supply, being able to transact peer to peer, interoperability, between games on chain, etc. All of these things were like, whoa, like gaming is going to be huge on chain. It never really happened because, I think that the experience was clunky. Even though on paper everything was meant to be successful, I think that there were a few problems. From a tech side, the experience was clunky. From a startup perspective, they just were too play to earn. They were too extractive, and they were not focused enough on fun, right? But because of these factors, I decided not to build a game on chain. We are going to build it on Roblox. But then when I learned about Abstract and I learned about their premise of being customer facing, about being able to abstract the blockchain into the background, solving all the pain points for onboarding on Web 2 to Web 3 and creating a frictionless journey, I said, look, Abstract really sat down and thought about, what it is to create true consumption and true demand and really on board Web 2 to Web 3. And as such, I decided that, look, they have really solved all the problems and pain points I didn't want to build on chain because of. Now I could finally come on chain because they've solved the problems.
Right. So the idea, yeah, that was not the initial idea, and then it transitioned to that. How has it been with the support from the team, from the community? I mean, you have Sari and Merev, which are Abstract OGs within your team. Like, how was it? What the expectation that you had before joining Abstract, has it been fulfilled, surpassed?
Right. So what makes Abstract special is the community, right? I think that obviously it's not the biggest chain, and the team has done really well with the technology. But what it has also done really well with is incentivizing the community and ensuring that the incentivization is done in the right way, because it's not a promise of an airdrop and dangling token in front of their face. It's been, hey, we're building a real product. It's gonna take some time. Come along on this journey with us, and in time you'll be rewarded. And this is the reality of building. It's a multi-year roadmap. It takes time. Real tech takes time to build, etc. So yes, the tech is really good and the promise of what they're building is going to be really good, but what they have done in terms of being able to have a community where people want to interact with each other. IPs could go on into different games. There's a lot of cross IP. There's a lot of there's a chat on Telegram for all the founders to talk to each other, to ask questions with each other. If you have any dev questions, you could ask, etc. So we have planned. We have partnered with most of the tier 1 projects on Abstract. A lot of them haven't been announced. We just recently announced Bearish, but we have a lot more announcements coming in the pipeline. A lot of these have already been agreed, and it's just about time and the execution. But this would not have been possible on other chains, right? The other chains like Solana is a dog eat dog world. It's a I win at your expense, right? And in Abstract, it's like, let's all increase the size of the pie. If we all increase the size of the pie, we all win. So it's when Solana can't expand very much more, then the pie can't really increase that much more. So it becomes a fight within, right? Abstract's just on the infancy stage where it has this entire ballooning period to occur, and as a result of that, people know that that there's going to be this exponential success. And I don't know if it's going to be me or somebody else. If I have my IP in their game, they have their IP in my game, etc. It creates a cross proliferation of success across the board, and that's really exciting for me.
Yeah, no, I saw the other day that they also, I mean, they keep innovating, they keep progressing on everything. Like, it's 5 times faster, like 200 milliseconds now, 4 billion in volume. Like, the purpose and the mission of like getting everyone involved, community, the streaming, like you see them, dogs, most of them, and you building together it's unmatchable. So Abstract is, it's the best in that sense. I wanted to go over a few questions and remind people that we're giving 2 guaranteed whitelists today on this stream. One for the best question and another one for the best clip. Man, there's so many. But yeah, so many comments. Hello, GM, everyone's bothered, Tulip. Aisha, yeah, we're giving whitelist. Takagi, how many cards and characters are in Hamiverse TCG? Yeah, that's a good question.
Right. Yeah, great question. So thank you. So the Genesis mint starts with 21 characters. We have over 100 characters already developed, but we are going to be doing a trickle feed situation. So we continuously introduce new characters to the game on a weekly basis. Ensuring that we always have excitement and always have something new to bring to market. And as new cards come into play, the meta is going to change. So there's always going to be new ways to win and ever evolving strategies. In the roadmap, we have over 500 cards lined up to come to market. So there's a lot of characters. The premise is that we started with we're writing a novel, which is all handwritten by our author, Tam, who's one of our co-founders. She's a creative lead, and that that was then made into a comic book series, and the comics and novels were showcased at Comic-Con at our official launch last year. We then took the characters from that lore and we made it into a trading card game. So the trading card game has hundreds of stories, hundreds of pages of backstory, and each character has incredible journey, incredible characteristics, and the whole premise is that we focus on trying to create a really high quality characters such that people really resonate with the characters. We have cute characters, we have badass characters, and the premise is that there's something in it for you no matter where in the spectrum you fall, male, female, etc. We have a whole bunch of different animal characters. Some people like dogs, some people like cats, some people like hamsters, etc. And they're all really kind of badass characters. So every character here on the screen right now, besides from the Pudgies and the Dramilio, is actually our character. So you can see there's a very wide range of characters in our TCG, and each one of them are cards.
I'm trying to get my ideas straight. We have so many questions. Wait, which one to start with? I think the first one, well, I have so many connected questions, but I think the first one is the Hambiverse, like the main character inspiration. You have already so many GIFs, animations, and everything else that you build, like novels and the comics. Where did the inspiration come from? And I assume it's from the hamster wheel, but this variation of like putting him in a superhero and kind of like the hero of the story a lot. You mentioned like the personalities or everyone identifying themselves in a way. And everyone wanting to be the hero of their story, obviously. But where did this inspiration and that sense started from initially?
Yeah, right. So even though in 2024, when we started the Hammiverse, even though there were a lot of bad actors in the meme coin space, especially producing the memes, like the concept of memes being like all community and people rallying together, creating fan art, spreading the word, etc. It's a really beautiful thing, right? So we knew that we wanted to build in Web3 because of the power of the community, but I wanted to activate the community around a good cause. I didn't want to just activate the community around another animal because it's cute. So we chose the hamster because we believe that the hamster analogy is the best metaphor for the biggest problem that most of us face in the world right now. People heard about the rat race before, but is the rat race really the best analogy? Is it the best? Is it most intuitive? And the answer to us was no. The hamster wheel is the best. Why? Because billions of us, we run around in circles. Illusion of progress. We get burnt out at the end of the month, but we actually go nowhere. At the end of the month, we're stuck in debt. Whether it's student loans, mortgages, we work for large corporations that don't care about us. And we're no closer to our true purpose. In fact, most of us don't even know why we're here. So we realized that we needed to create an entertainment universe that was going to make people aware that they are stuck in this hamster wheel, and then create the desire to want to escape the hamster wheel. So the first step is to remind people that you're stuck in the hamster wheel, and that's why it's called the Hammiverse. And the second step is to use our entertainment to remind you and create the desire to come out. So that's the whole premise.
Man, I'm getting goosebumps. Everything's so well thought out and connected. It's incredible. And then you have this anti-hero as well from the other side of, and you mentioned a lot in your tweets and on clips that I've seen of having a choice, right? Like choosing between good or evil, or like staying asleep or awaken. And it's also the 4 stages in your game. How do you do you want to explain a little bit more on the sleep awakening activation and ascension of the gameplay, the 4 stages? It all goes again to what you kind of just already explained, but for people to try to understand a little bit better as well.
Yeah, so I believe that right now we have a lot of people that are currently asleep, right? Like you're alive, but you're not like you haven't shattered the hamster wheel, and you're not like really actively taking control of your life and trying to make the best of your life and the best of the life around you, right? And it doesn't matter, like in poker, it doesn't matter what hand you are given, right? Because sometimes you could have pocket aces and lose, and sometimes you could have random, stuff and then win on the flush draw, right? So it's about understanding that everybody has given a different hand, and your goal in life is to make the best of your hand, no matter what your circumstances are. And I mean, I've gone to Africa, on some of these missions that I've done, in Nigeria, actually gone to the school with 1,300 girls and talk to them. It's some of these places where we built wells, actually go and talk to them, etc. And really try to connect with them, and the desire, even with nothing, to live and to be great and to be happy, exists within all, and sometimes we might forget that. So the idea is that, okay, you come into our universe, no matter where you are, interact with our products, you kind of go from being asleep to now becoming awakened, and then through your awakening journey, you then want to start to educate yourself and become a better version of yourself. But even when you are awakened and you have the education, a lot of people are stuck in the next step of trying to actually take that risk to start your own business, to switch careers, to switch jobs, to stand up for yourself, even if it is that you're being taken advantage of by your boss or your corporation or whatever it is. So even with the knowledge, sometimes people lack the ability, self-confidence to take the risk. So the third step is to develop the self-confidence to then take the risk, and then after that you'll flourish. And then the fourth step is then to come to the Hamiverse Foundation and say, hey guys, we've participated in your ecosystem, we've become a better versions of ourselves, we've also become monetarily successful. I want to participate in the foundation now and give back to start the cycle for more people, such that they could gain awareness and go from being asleep to becoming awake. So that's the idea. So every character in our game, in our trading card game, they have these 4 phases, and they each of them go through their own personal journey of going from being asleep with limited stats and abilities to becoming awakened with very high quality stats and abilities. So this is our old character before we actually pivoted. But yeah, this is like where we first started a very long time ago.
Yeah, you mentioned the foundation a couple of times, so I just wanted for everyone to see more of the, yeah, like visually, like that foundation. And I have another tweet as well. The one that, I mean, you help a different country every month, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
like world, yeah, positive impact and all of that. So
a different mission every month. Yeah.
different mission every, but that's the exact words.
So as we're here on the hamster, right? I think you asked a really interesting question.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, all good. So you asked a question about the hero journey, right?
Yes.
And we had to change our character. What you have heard here today is the level of time and effort and precision and perfection we take in with everything that we do. And perfecting the hero is a very important thing for us, right? In the status quo right now in Web3 is I go after a very cute character. And we had a dichotomy, because we had on one hand the willingness to follow the trends and be cute, but on the other end we had this hero going on this journey. And when you think of Batman or Superman, you don't think cute, right? So cute is not a hero characteristic, right? So we had to figure out where we're going to actually be on this spectrum. So we redid the entire character, but we didn't give him any superpowers. The whole novel premise is that it's not about being superhuman. It's about remembering that human is super. Being human is super. And that's what we want to reawaken, that everyone has the ability to become superhuman within them, and that actually just being a human being is an incredible thing. And you have intellect, you have your physique, you have so much that you could do in this world. So that's the whole premise. So Hammy starts as a factory floor worker. He starts with no superpowers, just like everybody else, just working a monotonous job, stuck in the cycle, endless grind. And eventually, through his own risk-taking, through his own educational development, he goes on this incredible story of taking some, calculated risks and becoming successful, and then losing himself in success and, drugs, money, party, girls, etc., and losing himself, and then having to redefine himself and reawaken himself and to his true purpose. And then eventually he educates and creates enough of a community and an army to then overthrow the establishment and create a fairer society for all, which is based upon a conceptualization called Ubuntu contributionism, which means I am because we are. It's a South African philosophy. So everything in the book is very well thought out, and yeah, every single thing is very well thought out. So this is the evolution of the character now, from being a cute character to becoming more of a hero character, while trying to maintain some cuteness.
That's crazy. I mean, not that like how, yeah. Again, highlighting how obsessed and how passionate you are in the best possible way. So incredible. Love to see it, man. And yeah, everything is so well thought of, and how it started from cute and now to being a superhero. But again, as you said, being human is super. But I think that everyone in their own way has to go through that story, that character development to find their purpose instead of just going down the wrong way and losing themselves there. um yeah, like you mentioned a lot as well, like helping people to find their path and all of these, and we all know that people are or asleep in a way, but afraid of taking risks. How does Hamiverse help them, guide them, or like pushing them into the right path with everything they're building? I mean, you are in so many ways, but like, what is the most like straightforward way?
Yeah, sure. So the objective is to inspire people through our products, right? So, for example, one of the storylines or arcs or narratives in the novel is that Hammy takes these risks and it helps them to become successful. And it all starts with a very simple risk, right? And it was stepping off the conveyor belt of like in the novel, basically, right? Which is like taking a different path to work, basically. You know, he always takes the same path, and this time his first risk was just taking a different path. But when he took that first risk, he met someone on a new path, and then that led to opening a new door, led to opening a new door, led to opening a new door. So the objective is that there's a butterfly effect in life, and there's a knock-on effect, a domino effect of every single action that you take. And the earlier that you take a new action that's meant to positively change your life, even if it's in just one small way, it then leads and cascades onto a series of other positive dominoes that you would never have encountered if you didn't take that first step. So we try to put that into our storyline, into our characters, and into our trading card game as well.
Yeah, no, and you mentioned as well, like that everyone has a fair chance of making it. So, and as well, like sometimes there's some onboarding friction, or yeah, monetary entry impediment for some people, but you guys are making it free for the NFT collection, and then that's the beginning of the journey, right?
Everything is free because for us, awareness is the most important thing. We're trying to invite as many people into our ecosystem as possible, let them participate with our games, with our comic, with our novel, with our videos, and find what works for you. And then you know, over time you could trickle down into the game, and then you could, you know, eventually buy new cards, for example, which will generate us revenue. And that's the bottom of the funnel. But the top of the funnel is absolutely free because the objective is awareness. The bottom of the funnel, obviously, we're not a charity, but you know, there is monetization involved, but it's done in a very ethical way.
Love to hear it. If I wanted to mint or reskin one of my cards to Merev's Pudgy Penguin, could I, or not? I like these partnerships that you make with like with Bearish, and you have or you will other partnerships in abstract with other IPs. You need to be holding the NFT, I assume. No, you cannot just choose whoever's and reskin your card. Or am I wrong? Just wanted to understand that a little bit better.
Yeah, sure. So we're doing two types of partnerships, right? The first partnership is that you could mint a bearish slash Hamiverse NFT,
Okay.
and you could then take any of our existing cards in game and slap that bearish skin onto that existing card, such that it would now look like this card, but it will maintain all the statistics of the card that you upgraded. So it's not adding any new cards into the supply to affect the balance of the game, but it is allowing new IPs to come into the game in a way that you could, if you are bearish Maxi, you could convert your cards to bearish. When it's played on the battlefield, people could visually see that you're a bearish Maxi, etc. And on the flip side, we're going to actually introduce some partners cards into the game with actual abilities, with their own stats, with their own some of them being each of the four phases, and having a different price tags based upon that. And that would be done in like you know, probability of getting them in a loot box or whatever it may be. So
Yeah.
we do have two partnership types. They're all about getting IP into our game. But The second part, or the interesting part of what we're doing with IPs, is that we're going to have a IP leaderboard, so we could actually see which IP is being most successful in game, and plead into the communities of each of those. Like for example, the Bearish Maxis, that if Bearish is not coming first every single week, then you need to step up your game.
We all know how strong the Bearish community is, so I could see them being a few weeks in a row at the top one. But yeah, man, I love that that idea and that premise of working together, and Abstract really resembles that a lot. So love to see it. There's a few more questions. Oh, a few questions on the chat. Just checking as well for the guaranteed whitelist that we can announce on the stream. What perks do Genesis NFT holders get in Hamiverse? Can a low rarity card ever outperform my high rarity card? I'll just gonna name one more.
Yeah,
and then
I will. The first question about the mint, all the mint information is on our website. You can access the website in the bio of the Hamiverse. So I'm not gonna answer that question. If you want mint information, go onto our website. I built it for that particular reason. With respect to With respect to a low ranking card beating a high ranking card, 100% yes, right? So
let's go.
People could build decks in different ways, right? They have people who are going to, so each card here has, for example, an energy, right? Energy is how much it costs to get the card onto the board, right? So you could have, you could build your deck to be low energy cards, but high attack and health relative to energy, and try to do like a counter attack and win very quickly against someone who might be waiting to bring their best cards onto the board, waiting to get enough energy to bring their best cards onto the board. So you could easily win by with low ranking cards by having a counter attack or quick attack approach. People might have their best cards, but it may never actually go from their deck to their hand, or it may never be able to be brought onto the board because of the fact that they didn't have enough energy, or they may not, have time to usually do to do their active or passive abilities because they've been counter attacked in a specific way. So the balance of the game is a very important thing, and you have different strategies and different ways to win, and as such, different cards will matter to you depending on your playing style and your strategy.
Yeah, like the one thing is collecting, which I mean, it's just getting exponentially bigger in Pokemon, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh, and also like that nostalgic sense lately as well. But then the actual playing is a whole different world. Within the community,
and that's where we're gonna separate that's where the boys versus men separate themselves, and that's where we'll stand up, right? Because we actually took a lot of time and effort to create a game that's meant to be fun, a game that's balanced, and a game that there's a lot of attention to detail put into it. People may not realize, but for example, my head of gaming, Ben, who's my co-founder, he sold his esports team to PSG. Right, he's worked with the biggest esports companies in the world, Fnatic, G2. He's actually helped to shape some of the biggest games in the world, such as Dota 2, for example, because in Dota 1, his esports team did so well that Dota 2 they actually asked him to come in and help shape the game. Right. So the only reason I have him here, being a multimillionaire as he is, was because of the mission. Right. So the reality of the situation is that the mission is what drives all of us here. It's not just me, it's the entire team. But I assembled a world-class team, and even the guys doing the development, they've built TCGs before, the people doing the design, they've designed TCGs before. So we put a lot of attention to detail, and we're always iterating and improving. So, even what you see here is not the final version compared to what you're going to get when the game is, released in Q2.
Holy shit, man. Yeah, you mentioned I wanted to ask about it earlier as well. I saw the lineup of the team, and it's insane. And yeah, most importantly, and I've heard Sadi as well said it I think it was the Kana Sapiens show a few weeks ago. That is one of the best shows that teams, or the best that he has worked in, and it's all about the purpose and the mission that you guys have, and everyone seems very aligned on that. So huge, man. Yeah, hope there's you guys can get everyone and even multiply the TCG fanatics and like actual people that love the gaming part of the TCG, and also the collectors, obviously, because as you said, you have a character for everyone. You have the cute, the badass, the evil, the good. Um, but yeah, so exciting. What is the character the like the one that Ben has is the one I personally like the most, and I will try to hunt down somehow. But like, what is the name of that one, for example?
Right. So not every okay. So firstly, being a perk of working on the team was that we gave everybody an opportunity to basically
Their own.
take creative lead over a card of their own, essentially.
Okay.
Each of these cards have impact in the game, but they're not all in the Genesis Mint. The Genesis Mint, it's meant to be the most important characters in the novel and in the comic, in the storyline. The ones that have to play the biggest part because they have the most intertwined into the Hamiverse. They have beyond with having 500 plus cards, you're going to end up having cards that are not in the novel, in the storyline. And basically that's one of them. But the overarching premise with every card is that they have to fit into one of our factions. Our game is based upon the premise of good versus evil, the dance versus good and evil, because at any given time, good could be in front or evil could be in front. It's a lifelong battle that every single one of us have to face on a micro scale, on a daily basis, on a macro scale in terms of what we do with our lives. And good and evil has been a very important part of the world from the very beginning. If you look at something like the yin and the yang, there's a little bit of black and white, and there's a little bit of white and black, and that's where the entire beauty comes from. We try to demonstrate the yin and yang of good and evil in our trading card game.
Yeah, you display that quite a lot, and like people having the choice and deciding which path to go. And I think you got a lot of I don't know how much, but like inspiration from Matrix, right? Like escaping the system, getting out of the bubble, and choosing to go the red pill way instead of staying comfortable and asleep, as you say it as well.
Correct. Yeah. So we drew inspiration on a lot of really, I would say, I'm a millennial, right? So, I think I grew up on things like Matrix, Harry Potter, Pokemon,
Let's
Yu-Gi-Oh,
go. Let's fucking
all these
go.
different type of things, really
Golden
immersive
era.
worlds. Yeah, exactly. And I just feel like the next generations deserve something of that quality, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, man. Also, when I was researching everything Hamiverse yesterday and today, like one of my main thoughts was like a movie of these will be insane. Like I'm sure you've thought about it, or at least a series. Maybe it's in the works already. If you want to share the alpha here, we won't stop you. But like,
yeah, so we are working towards a TV series. Obviously,
go.
that's going to be a post-funding thing. But when I on January 5th, the first Monday of the year, I had a team meeting in which I reset the roadmap for 2026 and the 5-year vision for the project. And again, starting with the end in mind, I said to them from the video perspective, the end in mind is to get onto a streaming service like Netflix or another with an animated TV series. So yes, 100% we are working on that. We are now partnered with one of the best animation studios in all of Web3 with millions upon millions of views across some tier 1 projects that they've worked on. We are working with them now, and a flagship piece is being worked on, just put it that way. But even for the NFT on OpenSea, the banner that you're going to see is going to be a very nice animation as well. So everything is being done to the highest quality, and we're always iterating and improving everything that we do. But one thing to know about us is that every single thing we do is handmade, right? Our novel has no AI in it. Our art has no AI in it. So you showed some products of ours that we did before we moved to this all hand-drawn direction. So in the bottom of the screen here on the right-hand side where you can see the trading cards, those are all hand-drawn cards now, right? So you could see the quality of the art. We put a lot of time and effort into the quality of the art. to be aligned with the Hamiverse mission means that we must empower artists all around the world. We should not be focusing on AI slop. We should be empowering artists and giving them a voice to bring their creativity to the world. And that's what we have done a very good job of. I think objectively speaking, our art is tier one. I'm on a mission to make our art the best art in Web3. And each of these characters have a story behind them. Each of these characters have a journey of how they actually became this character. And on our reveal website on February 9th, you're going to see the artistic journey of each of these characters from line art all the way to finished character.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and hopefully some people will find themselves in that journey and tailor their own, connecting it to the character they want to be from the Hamiverse. Hopefully, that'll be incredible. But yeah, you do have a lot of focus on empowering the community in general, not just the artists. So huge respect on that sense. And also wanted to ask for people that don't have whitelist right now. You mentioned on your Discord a lot of rewarding loyalty, valuable contributions about the community, and also like reciprocating. Like you guys deliver so much, and the ones that want to stay with you guys and build together will get whitelisted. Are people too late right now since Mint is in a week from today, or are you?
So no. Okay. So let's be clear. We did our Mint allocation in phases. So Q4 of last year, we did our collaboration phase where we reached out and we secured collaborations. We have spoken to the abstract team, and they've given us the green light to basically do our mint in 3 phases. So phase 1 is the whitelisted phase, and in the whitelisted phase, if you are diamond holder on abstract, a diamond rank on abstract, you get automatically whitelisted. All you have to do is come to our Discord, open a ticket, and your wallet will be there. And we have a portion reserved for those diamond holders, right? But our mint is 888. If you see right now, we have 700 allocated. We still have 188 to go. A portion of that is reserved for community. So yeah, less than a month to go. So a portion of that is reserved for community. Okay, so for the abstract, I spoke about diamond. On the platinum side, phase 2 of the mint is that there's a platinum phase. So before first come first serve public phase, after the whitelisted phase, there's a 2-hour window where platinum holders just come and mint. Your wallets are already whitelisted. Abstract gave us your wallet addresses. All you have to do is show up on mint day and mint, and it will all be yours. Now, there's an allocation for community as well, right? And that community allocation is continuously increasing in size. Originally, we planned to only do 800 NFTs and leave 88 between the team and treasury. Now we've been continuously scaling down that number to give more and more and more to the community, because quite a lot of you guys have been doing incredible things. So we see you. We recognize you. It's not too late. Continue making posts about us, fan art about us, showing up in the Discord, showing up to these spaces, etc. And we will be rewarded. We have a spreadsheet where we're taking notes of everyone who's showing up on X, everyone who's showing up on Discord, people who's showing up on the streams, etc., and people who are contributing to the community across the board. We want to be as fair as possible, but obviously it's limited numbers. We can't give everybody, but try your best, and we will try our best.
Yeah, man. It takes us back to 2021 in a way that the very valuable whitelist are. I mean, everyone wants a piece, obviously, and I went through your Twitter, well, many times in the past 2 days, but I saw some hand-drawn, Hammies, some articles, some clips. Like people are really, adding value to the community and to the project and wanting to be involved. So very creative contributions, which we love to see.
Yeah, I do want to just say that, guys, we appreciate it all. Like, honestly, we only doing this for the community. And to see the love that we're receiving from you guys, the amount of engagement on Discord, on X, etc., it all means a lot to us. We're here to really create something that's long-term and meaningful. And seeing the responses that we've got, early on, before even having our first NFT, without even having our first game, you guys have been so bought into the vision and, really wanting a spot. And that means a lot to us. A year and a half ago when we started this project and I was, recruiting the team, we had milestones, bro. And one of the milestones was to get to a point where we would be getting fan art, to get to a point where, people want to post about us, want to engage in our content, etc. I remember when we pivoted to abstract, before on Solana, there's a lot of chatters, so to try to make your Discord look more active than it is, or a lot of fake comments to make your X posts look better than they are, etc. Right? And that was really common practice on Solana. And when we moved across to abstract, because we were going to do our community token on Solana, right? And then we weren't going to build a game on Solana. We were just going to do a community token. And then we decided to build a game on abstract and pivot to abstract all along. And the fact that abstract just values authenticity, it's not about shilling, it's not about fake numbers, and it's about truth. And the abstract team are not trying to fake their numbers to try to rank high on value locked or whatever it may be. They're just trying to be authentic, and that trickles down to all the projects and to the community as well who want to be authentic. And we were concerned, bro. We were like, look, we're building for a year and a half, and yes, okay, we've had some Web 2 traction, and people love what we're doing on the Web 2 side, but we don't really have the, end of Q4, we're going into Christmas, we were like, we don't really have the level of traction on the Web 3 side that we really want to have. And I kept saying, it's not about a marketing campaign. It's not about just putting a whole set of money. It's about, let me just try to spread the word. Let me go on stream and let people just listen to what I have to say. Yep. Let my passion and purpose rub off, and let me start the process of inspiring people and motivating people, at the beginning of the funnel. So that's all we've really done. We haven't done any marketing besides from, me going on some shows and talking to people. And I think that's been received the right way. So I just want to do everything the right way from the beginning till the end. And I think it's long overdue that people are finally starting, the community is finally starting to activate, especially from our perspective. But we thoroughly appreciate it, and may this be the beginning of really incredible things.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think everyone in the abstract team, and also Luca from the Pudgy, abstract as well, leads with example, and building in public, and everyone loves founders. Just showing their face, showing on stream, and resonating with that passion that they build with. So incredible. And that energy that abstract has and the communities have is uncanny. It's unmatchable. Yeah, man, holy shit, the countdown is less than a week now. How are you feeling, man? You build so much for these. One of the biggest milestones. The journey continues, obviously, but how are you feeling in general now that it's less than a week away?
So
that's it all. Yeah.
we have a roadmap that's for the first half of 2026, which is very intense. Right. So I'm viewing this as being a hurdle race, right? You switch on to the Olympics and you see 100-meter sprint hurdles, or it's 110-meter sprint hurdles, right? And they're a few hurdles that are lined up one after the other. And as a sprinter, you have to be at the start of the race and visualizing yourself successfully jumping over each hurdle without touching it, right? It has to be the perfect jump at each hurdle. And if you stumble at any hurdle, you fail. So I am viewing this as being just another hurdle in my sprint. And yes, I'm going to do it to the highest level of sophistication that I can. And that's what we have done in terms of getting Shieldify to make a custom contract for us, to ensure that, everything's 100% above board, and give you a tier 1 experience while still allowing us to do all the clever marketing things that we want to do. For example, we are doing a one of the 888 cards features a Pudgy Penguin on it, and we are doing a mint day, not a reveal day stream competition, where if you go onto our website and you are the one who gets the Pudgy, you get $500 automatically, right? And the person who has the best reaction on stream also gets another $500, and other 4 people who participate are going to get another $100 each. So there's going to be quite a bit of rewards. But in order to make sure that this happens fairly, we had to make sure that we build a contract where the project cannot go to the treasury and the project cannot go to the team. The project has to go to the community, right? So we had to do a custom contract there. And then to have like a delayed reveal on our website, we had to do a custom contract there to make sure that it's only going to be one wallet could per one NFT per wallet can be minted to make it fair for everybody. So we try to do it as fair as possible. And even though it's a free mint, I still spend thousands of dollars on a custom contract just to make sure that people get the best experience possible. So this is just the first hurdle. As the mint has to go successfully, obviously, but 1 week after that, it's going to be the grand reveal of our website with, you know, the entire stream reveal stream competition, etc. So yeah, then the week after that is the release of the game. For anyone who has a Genesis NFT, they get early access to the game before anyone else. So we have these hurdles that need to be jumped one after the other, and it's all a big sprint. So it's not like, let me do this NFT project and then cool off. This is like, let me do this NFT project and then jump into the next hurdle and then jump into the next hurdle. So yeah, man, this is just a one piece in a big puzzle.
Do you know the meme with the guy that is on the computer and it's just like the fireworks and then just back to work? That's pretty much it. Like you have a few seconds, a few minutes to celebrate and then back to it in a way. But I think, and I feel like from listening to you today and reading everything about Hamiverse, you guys are really enjoying the process. I mean, you said you and the rest of the team, again, aligned with the mission, the purpose. You guys are doing a free mint. It's not about just extracting. Like, you have a bigger driven motivation besides just any other incentive.
I've spent over $600,000 of my own money on this project, and I haven't taken a dime in return, and I'm just doing a free to mint, bro. It's just about awareness, bro. It's about mission. It's about purpose. And yeah, we will monetize along the way. There's a roadmap for monetization. There's a roadmap for funding. There's a roadmap for token, etc. But all those things will come, in the second half of this year. The first half of this year is all about just hitting our product deliverables and creating a product that people love.
Yeah, and just contributing back and forth, and everyone building towards something huge that everyone can benefit from. We're over the hour, so one last question and just last thoughts after that. For anyone out there that is thinking of or have a very big, ambitious plan, would like to maybe one day build something like Hamiverse, what will be your best advice?
Sure. Well, I genuinely believe that you have to build for the right reasons. I'm one of those founders that, firstly, you should build a product that you are the target audience for. Because if you are, it becomes a lot easier. If you're trying to build something where you're just in it for the money, and you're just trying to shove something down somebody's throat such that you could monetize, that's not the right way to do business. And if things get hard, you're gonna pack up shop and you're gonna disappear. If you really believe in what you're building and it solves a true problem, then you're gonna stick through the hard times. And if you look at any founder's journey, there's going to be hard times. And quite frankly, a lot of projects fail, and a lot of projects fail for many different reasons. But a lot of them fail for the quality of execution. So don't try to do it by yourself. Try to find a very good team to take the load off of your shoulders, who align with the vision that you have for the project, and have the same sort of motivation in order to make it successful. I do think that the amount of capital that's required, or the amount of team that you need to have, has been significantly reduced due to AI. And while it is that we have no AI in any of our products, we have AI in our workflows. Right, and I think that's important to make a distinguishment between those things, because AI and workflows help for optimization. And now with the things like cloud bots and stuff coming into existence now, I'm literally in the process right now of training my cloud bots on everything Hami to see what's going to happen, right? Yeah, it's an interesting experiment that we're gonna undertake and see how it goes. But the reality of the situation is that, as a founder, right, you could do a lot more. right? And the barrier to entry is a lot lower. And the difference between you and the biggest person in the industry, it has shrunk. The distance has shrunk. So it's never been a better time to be a first time entrepreneur, but it doesn't mean that like you still have to do everything right in order to succeed, and then you still need the universe to align with you as well in order for you to succeed. It's not just you. And if any founder said it's just them, they lied.
I completely agree. And I mean, it's been 32 episodes here on the Proof of Person show, and one of the best advice that people, the best founders advice is that like having a super team, having the right people with you that are delusionally driven like you, and with yeah, I'm aligned with the mission. So completely agree. And optimizing and being efficient with the AI tools that we have today. So completely agree today with that. Martin, holy shit, what a show, man. Well, any last words? Any last
Wait, you promised top 5, bro, so I had to deliver.
way incredible. Like, man, I'm gonna take hours clipping this. Like, it's gonna be insane. No, man, so much respect, and I knew it was gonna be good, but over delivering for sure. You killed it. Any last words? What should people be more excited about? Obviously, the mint in less than a week. Yeah, what do you have before we wrap up?
Yeah, guys. So look, obviously the mint is in 6 days. 6 days and 17 hours, right? So it's
go.
quick approaching. Every single day matters now. Contribute to the community. We haven't finalized our lists as yet. There's still going to be opportunities to contribute. Any incredible piece of fan art, any incredible piece of content could really list. And that's been awesome. But if it is that you don't get into the mint, you can still be a part of the Hammiverse. It's a free to mint. Like it's not going to be expensive for you to get in, right? And at the end of the day, the treasury is now going to have to actually buy some on the secondary because we're going to allocate extra to the community. So, just like us, we're going to get in afterwards, and you guys could get in too. It's not about just February 2nd. It's not a February 2nd objective. It's a 5-year plan. February 2nd is just the first hurdle in this very long. This one is a marathon. This one is not a sprint. So get in. You can play the game. You could get the benefits of the NFTs. You could come along with us on the journey. We value you. We don't have enough positions for everybody, but we see you. We care. Thank you for showing up and being here. And we're gonna do more community activations after mint to give the treasury away. So we're gonna do game nights. We're gonna do different things where the community can still get access even after mint. The whole purpose of the treasury is to give to the community after mint, right? It's not for us to like do anything with besides from reward our community for being here. So those of you who don't get in early, there will be allocation for you over the next few weeks and months as we continue to grow the community. But that said,
bullish.
fight for your spot.
Yeah. Oh man, so bullish, empowering completely that community. For the guaranteed whitelist for the best question, do you want that we pick it live or the one afterwards?
So
Takagi
I can't
sent
see
like a
any.
few.
I can't see
Oh
any
yeah,
of the
you can't
questions.
see them. Damn it.
If you just
I-
list them off for me, I'll tell you the best one.
All right, cool. Yeah, we can do that. Man, so bullish. So wait, I mean, this could have been 3 hours easily. But yeah, we'll definitely have some clips for everyone to rewatch the stream and to get the highlights in the attention span that people have these days, which is 30 seconds to a minute. But Martin, it's been a pleasure, man. Honored to have you here with us today. It's been incredible, man. Thank you so much, and hopefully we run it back eventually after the mint. I mean, alongside eventually during the marathon in the 5 years that you have ahead, man. Super excited for what you guys are building, and so yeah, it's gonna be incredible. So.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Maybe before our game goes public, we could run it back or something like that. But yeah, I really appreciate the conversation, and we didn't even get to touch on so many of our products. We didn't really touch on the novel, the comics. We didn't really touch on the characters.
So many.
So there's a lot of more to talk about for sure. But I do want to be honest and reward the community. So if we could, make that decision, that's the fair thing to do.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And again, I was losing my thoughts on how to reorganize the questions that I had because I had like 5 every time you spoke. So yeah, we'll get through all of that eventually. And again, thank you so much. It's been a hell of a definitely top 5 of the 32
Thank you.
episodes we've
Appreciate
done.
it.
Thank you again
Appreciate
so
it.
much. And yeah, have a great rest of the day, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you
So
in the next
wait, which
one.
question is who is winning the whitelist spot?
Well, like Takagi said, like 4 questions, and one of those or 2 of those, like you said out loud, we can give it to him.
Okay.
He said the one of the low, or Kingsman said, can a low rarity card ever outperform a high rarity card?
Okay,
Takagi said, how many cards
don't
and
worry.
characters are in?
So Kingsman is gonna get his NFT spot anyway because he's just been showing up on Discord every single
Let's
day.
go,
So
Kingsman.
let's
What a
give it to someone else. Let's give it to the other person.
Yeah. Takagi said like 4 questions that he was here the
Cool.
whole stream, so I think he
All right.
deserves it.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Awesome, man. I'll ask for the wallet and I'll send it to you guys.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's
everyone.
go. Thank you, everyone. Have a good one. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.